If you are involved in strength and fitness in any way, you no doubt have discovered that there are all kinds of programs and exercises and diets and weights and reps and volume and sets to do. And you hear people talking about that all the time. What you don't hear them talking about is what all of this is built on, the very foundation. That is willpower and self-discipline. Now, I know there's people out there who say, oh, it's not about willpower. And I use willpower and self-discipline interchangeably. They're really one and the same thing. But they'll say, oh, it's not about willpower. It's not about self-discipline. Really? You think it's secret magic fairies that get me to go to the gym every day? If it's not me deciding this is important enough to make myself do it, which is, by the way, the definition of self-discipline, then what is it? Who's making me go to the gym? It's an absurd claim. I really, it's a self-serving, absurd claim. And that's as much as I want to say about it because it's just so ridiculous on its face. Willpower, self-discipline is the most important thing. Without that, you have nothing. It doesn't matter what somebody tells you to do, what you've seen in the video, what's on your phone, what's written down as your program. If you don't have the motivation, the willpower, the self-discipline to make yourself do it, you have nothing. And that is an extremely harsh statement, and it's an extremely true and valid statement. The good part about it is willpower, self-discipline is a skill that can be learned. I mean, that should be so obvious. I think we all experience it at some point in our life. And in my case in particular, I started when I was 12 years old. That was 52 years ago now. Do you think I had the discipline, the self-discipline I have now when I started out back then? I mean, for Christ's sakes, I was a kid. It is definitely something that you can learn and you need to learn, a skill that you can develop and need to develop. And that is true no matter what level you're at. Even gold medalists, the recreational weekend warriors, everybody has to do this to get anything out of it. Now, how do you do that? What is the technique for developing willpower, self-discipline? Don't buy your own bullshit. That is key. Do not make excuses. When you don't get to the gym, when you don't work out the way you should, whatever is the cause, don't make an excuse. Don't say, well, I had to go to work or I had to do something else. No, admit that you made a decision that work was more valuable. Now, maybe it was at that time, but most of the time it is what we all know it to be, an excuse. And you cannot make excuses for yourself because the problem with making an excuse is you don't admit that you're wrong. You don't admit that you made a mistake. And if you don't admit that you made a mistake, that you were wrong, you will do it again. So don't make excuses. Accept that you made the choice. Take ownership of that choice. If it's not the choice that you want, don't make it again in the future. Don't beat yourself up over this, but don't forget either because you want to build that up, that practice of, I did the wrong thing, the thing that I didn't really want to do, and I'm going to change it the next time. That is the kind of practice that when you're in the situation again, you will say, well, what I did last time wasn't what I wanted, so I'm going to do something different this time. And that is really all it amounts to. And it does take time. I mean, as I said, I started out at 12 years old. I would say I really didn't get the self-discipline, willpower thing truly figured out until I was into my 20s. Now, somebody who's starting older, who is a little more mature to begin with, probably will do it quicker. But nevertheless, give yourself time, understand it's something that you will have to work at for a significant length of time to get really good at it, but you can get good at it. You can get better. It is literally a skill that you can develop. It is not only a skill that you can develop, it is a skill that you absolutely must develop if you're going to be successful in pursuing whatever your goals are. Enjoy the video? Let me know. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.